Welcome to Making Sense with Steve. Now, when I started making YouTube videos, I had no idea what I was doing. And to be honest with you, I'm still not really well versed. I needed video editing software, so I chose Kdenlive. I started out, my thoughts were, I'm just going to go buy me a cheap laptop so that I can put editing software on it. So I said, I'll just go buy a cheap laptop. So I ran to Walmart and I picked me up a Chromebook. Wow. Did I get a rude awakening. I had no idea what a Chromebook was, but I'll tell you right now, I will never buy another one as long as I live. But I could install Kdenlive, and I had Kdenlive on it, and so on and so forth. Well, I ran into the standard problems that I found online, which one was stuttering. And that's when you're trying to edit your video and it plays, stops, plays, stops, plays, stops, plays, stops. And it makes it very difficult to try and edit your video. The other issue I had was my rendering times were approximately 10 times the video length. So if I had a 10-minute video, it was going to take me 100 minutes to render it. And I had a lot of rendering crashes that occurred. And so I'd get online and I search that stuff out. And for about a month, I'm figuring this is a software issue and I just got to get the software set up correctly. One day I decided, you know what? Maybe it's not software, maybe it's hardware. And so I got on Craigslist. I found me a couple laptops I was interested in. One of them had an AMD processor, one of them had an Intel. The guy with the Intel, he got back with me and I ended up buying the Intel. It was $120. 2.6 gig dual core Intel processor with a 320 gig hard drive. The AMD only had a 250. 4 gigs of RAM. Both computers had 4 gigs of RAM. So I went and I bought the Intel. Well, I knew I was going to put Kdenlive on it. I bought me a USB stick so I could build me a boot disk to install Linux. And actually what I installed was Ubuntu 19.10, which is the newest version. I went ahead and I installed Ubuntu, put Kdenlive in it, and loaded up a video that I've been trying to render out on the Chromebook and just couldn't. It just kept crashing. It was a 35-minute video. I loaded it up. It told me an hour and 12 minutes to render it, and it took an hour and 10 minutes to render it. No crash, no nothing. Everything ran smooth. Stuttering. The one thing you'll find is they tell you that use proxy clips. And proxy clips help. But what do you do when your proxy clips still stutter? And I never found any videos out there or any information online telling me it's a hardware issue. You've got to get a better computer. And what I bought is no top of the line or nothing like that computer, but I just bought a real computer instead of the Chromebook. I no longer have any issues with stuttering. I have no problems with rendering. My render times are double the video length time. So if I have a 10-minute video, it takes me 20 minutes to render it. So my thought is I'll bump the RAM up. Got online, got looking, found out I could put in 16 gigs of RAM. So I bought 16 gigs of RAM, $51, and I put 16 gigs of RAM in it. The RAM made no difference in rendering time whatsoever, just so you're aware. What it did do, though, is it makes the computer run faster and Kdenlive runs much smoother. So the RAM was worth the investment, but it's not going to help your render times. I think what you run into when you search for render times and rendering crashes is you're getting guys that are trying to tweak it down. So right now mine is double the video length and they're trying to get it even shorter, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great idea. But if you are having problems with stuttering and you are having problems with rendering, and your render times are ridiculously long, and you're running into rendering crash, your problem is most likely hardware. It's not the software. And I just wanted to make this video to let all of you know, because I never got this information when I was searching for stuttering or rendering problems in Kdenlive. But hopefully this video helps you, and hopefully you can benefit from the mistakes that I made and what I ran into, and save yourself some money in the long run. Other than that, y'all have a great day, and I'm out.